What's going on? We're back again on filming this intro from the future. A lot kind of changed when I filmed it 2 weeks ago. We ordered a bunch of parts, and unfortunately the radiator that we ordered was back ordered, and that's why this video is late. We do get a radiator and we do get it installed in this video, so pretty exciting. We don't get the car fired up quite yet because we are missing a couple more parts that are slated to be delivered next week, but we get a lot done. So I'm excited for it. Let's jump right into it. So for some reason I lost the video clip explaining what we're doing today. Generally speaking, we're going to be getting the car off the ground and on jack stands, and then we're going to drain the coolant out of the radiator. The main goal for today is to get the entire cooling system disassembled so that when we get our new radiator and all the parts associated with it, we can start getting that installed. That's going to do it for this first half of the video. Radiator comes out super easy. I really do like the design. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. There's always multiple ways to skin a cat, but this has worked out really well for me. So hopefully the new radiator, that should be here in a couple days. We can maybe keep what we have. Maybe we'll be cutting it out. I'm not sure. I got to see what the mounting tabs look like on the new radiator, but when you see me next, it's going to be next weekend. We're going to have all of our parts and pieces, and we're going to figure it out together. Alright guys, we're back. It's about, what, 2 weeks after the last clip that you just saw. Placed an order for a radiator, and a couple days later got an email saying, hey, it's back ordered, won't be in production for a couple months. And so obviously that's not going to work for our timeline. So placed a couple more orders for a couple different radiators, all with the same result. Finally, after calling around a little bit, landed on this AFCO cooling radiator, and this unit's beefy. It's nice. I am, you know, everything works out for a reason. I'm fairly happy with it. As you guys just saw, or might remember, or saw in the previous video, building the cooling system, we had a mount that kind of came down from here, came down and across, came back up. It had some bumper supports on it. Tried making that work, and with the different size, this is a thicker radiator core and it's a little bit different size, and not gonna work for this setup. So I've gone ahead and created this little piece. It's just kind of tacked in place, and what I was thinking is having these quick release pins so that the radiator could kind of be dropped into place. And so I'm going to build some mounting tabs for these that hang off of this. This doesn't look very strong, but it's just tacked in, and it actually is more than strong enough. And then don't mind my spacer down here, but I'm gonna build something to throw a couple bolts in down here to support the bottom of the radiator. And then this is our power steering cooler that previously sat right here in this spot. Might have to cut these off and re-weld them, or what I was thinking is, much like we have our engine oil cooler, we could maybe do something similar. And it doesn't need, it's not nearly as big, so I was thinking maybe it could hang down off of this mount right here and kind of come across and fill that space. So gotta work through those details, but generally that's what we got going on. The other piece to this is we got a -20 AN fitting on the top, and then we got 1 3/4 on the bottom, and we went ahead and bought some more parts. We got a Aeroflow thermostat housing with a -20. It utilizes a Chevy small block thermostat, so I got that. Some miscellaneous fittings, some straight 20s. We got the Aeroplum adapter for the LS water neck. I have an adapter coming for the bottom of the radiator. These are those quick release tabs that we got, and then went ahead and purchased a Chase Bays fill neck. So kind of what I am thinking is having the fill neck kind of, let me grab it, having the fill neck kind of 90 out of the water pump, and then turning into here, and then on the bottom I'm not quite sure yet. I might end up having to cut this off and welding a bung on, but right now it's going to be something along the lines of this swivels and tying in there. So I think it's going to work. We got our vibrant hose, so there's a lot of work to do, and kind of got to get my creative juices flowing, but that's where we're at right now. I'm going to work on this a little, and I'll bring you back when I have something a little more concrete. Just a second ago, you watched me drill out this thermostat housing, and just a quick explanation of that is my old thermostat housing was leaking, and in my infinite wisdom, I figured, oh, I'll just put a 1/4 turn on the bolts and tighten it down a little bit, and that did not work. So I ended up stripping out the water pump and having to go through and put some helicoils in and just the next size bigger bolt. So no harm, no foul. I could have bought a new water pump, I guess, but was trying to save a little bit of money where I can, and this works out pretty well. So I'm going to tighten this down to 22 foot-pounds like the factory says to do, and we'll be good to go. Here, this just threads on, and it's got a lock nut in here, so you can swivel. You should get it as tight as you can up against the O-ring, but this allows you to get some adjustment and then tighten it down. So you gotta play with this. Let's see if you can see it, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do this. This might get cut and then get a 20 AN bung put on, but not 100% sure. Now we're gonna drill out some tabs for our quick release. Here's an example of the mounting tab that I was thinking. I'm gonna throw a little tack weld on both sides, and then I'm gonna try to make 2 more for either side. The nice piece is right now the radiator is touching my little crossbar, and I can unscrew these and basically pull the radiator off the bar. But for now, I have it placed where I can just tack weld it. So let me do that and I'll bring you back. Alright, so I got the 3 tabs kind of mounted up. Don't look at the welding, it's horrible, but generally speaking, I'm gonna add a tab down here and a tab down here that just probably allows for a bolt. And then this works pretty well, so it's disconnected right here, and then it just comes down and clips into place, and it's pretty solid. And I don't think I can get it undone one-handed, but maybe I can. Maybe. Oop. Yeah, so easy to undo. Just did it one-handed with the GoPro in the other hand, and that's kind of the basic design that I'm going with. So next I'm gonna get the bottom wrapped up and should be mounted. So I'll be right back. Okay, so for the bottom, I am going to have 2 mounting tabs. I think that's enough, and what I'm going to do is put a riv nut in both of them and just run a bolt through a little tab. So you'll see, but right now I'm going to go put a riv nut through these. Got to enlarge the hole to 3/8 though. Alright, so we're running out of time for today. Give you a quick update. Got our cross piece in, got our quick release tabs mounted. We got a tab down here and a tab down here, and I think it should go in pretty easy. So I'm gonna set the tripod up real quick and try to drop it in, give you a demonstration of how that's gonna go. Gonna start by dropping this down and lining up the bottom holes first. I'm going to get the bolts in on the bottom, if I can find them. Now that those are on, make sure the top is lined up. Just like that. So, generally speaking, I think it's gonna work. Might need to tinker a little bit. I also need to set the height and the angle that I want the top at. So, alright, that's gonna end off the video. It's been 2 weeks since it started, so I got to get something out to y'all. But to recap, got the radiator mounted, and in the next video we're gonna work on getting it plumbed. Another thing I hadn't shown yet is I had to move the oil filter to behind the sway bar before it was right where the lower radiator hose is. So that's not gonna work, but I think this is going to work actually a little better. So I'm going to build some brackets for that probably in the next video. So stay tuned for that. Also, since I was waiting for parts, I went ahead and bought a new brake setup. So that should be the video to follow. So we got a lot going on, and I just need to keep up with it. So we're getting really close to getting this out on the track, and I'm looking forward to that. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next one.